Hello, welcome to our Term 4 Class B practicing video number 4. Now today we have some new technique homeworks that we're going to go through in one new piece from the performance book. It's called the Arab Dance, and there are some old pieces. If you haven't taken it off, you need to review them as well. Okay, so let's start with our technique book. Page 26. We have the two pieces over here. One is called In Outer Space, the other one the Robot Companions. Okay, we're going to talk about them first. As you can see, these two pieces has a long slur on the top. So when we see the slur, we need to remember use our walking fingers. Okay, so the piece we're going to play, use our walking fingers first. Walking fingers means you put your hands on the key and lift each finger up. When you press down, quickly release the other fingers and then swap with the next fingers. Okay, it might not using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that in the order. You can skip fingers like 3, 2, 5, 5, 2, 1. 1, 2, 4, 4, 2, 2. So, but just remember we're gonna play them connectly. This is walking fingers, and keep one finger down, 4 finger up. Okay, hand posture, hands and wrist in a straight line. Finger are curved, especially number 5. Okay, and also number 1. Now, because we are working on the staccato's jumping finger lately, so those two pieces we're gonna use also staccato. So you're gonna play walking fingers first and then play the same piece but change to jumping fingers. Okay, so same note but play differently. The jumping fingers, 2 words to remember: touch and push. Touch, push, touch, push. Right. So I will show you these two pieces first, and then you can work on your own. The first one, in outer space, we also see some extensions. What are the extensions? Yes, those flat. Can you see the flat? They are beside the note. They are in front of the note. Okay, and some notes has a flat sign, so you're gonna play flat. So most of the time the flat are black keys. Flat means the notes getting lower. So if you find a note that has a flat sign beside it, you're gonna move to the next key to the left. Alright, remember to the left, because on the left side the sound's getting lower. If you see the sharp means raise the key higher. So if you see the sharp signs, you'll play the key next one to the right. Mostly black keys, but sometimes we do get white keys. Okay, so I'm gonna try this one. Another thing just to remind parents, please don't write the letter number on the book, like the C, D, E, F, G, or even the finger numbers. Okay, so the kids need to learn how to read the note, how to memorize that. The more they practice, the faster they can become. So please don't write any letter names. It may take a little bit time, but if you just do one bar at a time and repeat 10 times plus or even 20 times plus, they will memorize the notes and also create a muscle memory. So you don't really need the letter name anymore. Alright, so these two pieces are both on G position. So if you know the position, you know where to place your hands. Okay, now I'm gonna turn the camera facing the piano. Okay, so right hand G position, number 1 on G. Left hand G position, number 5 on G. So I'm gonna play the first one, in outer space. fingers. Now we're gonna try, one more thing. When we do the black keys, some students are wrist getting really low, like reaching out. That's not correct. We're gonna push our wrist slightly higher when you do the black keys. You see my wrist getting higher? So your hands kind of like a roll forwards. Okay, that's the correct way of doing the black keys, not pulling the wrist down. Okay, now that's the walking fingers. Now I'm gonna try the staccato jumping fingers. The last note, up to you. You can play staccato or you can play just the normal notes. That's fine. Okay, now I'm gonna have a look at the next one. Robot companions. Again, this one's slightly shorter and less extensions. Only have a one flat. We also use walking fingers play first, and then use jumping fingers. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this one. That's the walking fingers. Now it's the jumping finger. Hold your hands higher. Just one finger down. 4 finger up. Touch, push, touch, push, touch, push, touch, push, touch, push, touch, push. Okay. There's another thing about the staccato, which is your wrist. Okay, when you play the staccato, you press down. Your wrist is not like pulling down. You need to feel like you lean forward. Okay, you push your hands, roll forward, and then release the key. Touch, push, touch, push. So it's roll forward rather than. That's not staccato. Staccato is touch and push it down, roll forward. Okay, so remember this two. These two pieces, two different ways. Legato, walking fingers. Staccato, jumping fingers. Okay, play them separately. Alright, and the next one is Arab dance. Arab dance, I think it gives you the position already. Okay, give you the position already. I think I've considered about the parents' comments. Normally I will, when we do the new piece, I will say the later name. But I think it become a more reliable, or not reliable, like more helpful if I'm not saying the later name. So I will tell you the position, all the notes that we already covered it in our lessons. Alright, so your kids should know the notes. If they don't know, use the chart. That some pages will have the chart, like this one, the G position. People around the world, there's a chart that show you where the keys are and what are the notes. If you're not quite sure, look for those charts. Okay, there's no notes that is not covered. in this chapter. So we're working on the G position at the moment, but this piece I think right hand is in the C position, so it kind of like a combination between G position and the C position. We also has a sharp and a flat in this piece. So we mentioned it before, sharp is the notes that you move to the right, and flat is the key that you move one step to the left. Okay, so let's listen to this one. I think this one has no, couple staccatos. If you can see, the note has a little dot on the top. All right, and second page, there's some dots on the top here. So if you see a dot, that means staccato, jumping fingers. If you see a slur, a curved line, that means we're going to use our walking fingers. Okay, so I'm going to play the whole piece first. Okay, now this piece, the key thing is to try to use the correct articulations. Like when there's a curved line, use walking fingers. When there is a dot, you use jumping fingers. Okay, so do it very slow. I will say 4 bars at a time. So you learn 4 bars. First, find the notes. Second, count the beats, and then just repeat 20 times. Okay, 20 times will make a good muscle memory. Start with 20 times. Right, if you have any questions, welcome to ask me. I think we cover all the notes. Yes. All right. Happy practice. And at the meantime, some students are still working on the Scarborough Fair. Okay, I'm gonna try this one more time. Okay, now we're starting from the middle C position. 1 da 2 da 1 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 da 2 da 3 da 1 da 2 da 1 da 1 da 2 da 1 da 1 da 1 da 1 da 1 da 2 da 1 da 3 da. Okay, so this one counting is so important. Each bar will have a 3 beats. Okay, so you can count in 1, 2, 3, or 1 da, 2 da, 1 da. And some wrists are only on the left hands, or when the other hand's placed, there's no gap between the left hand and right hand. They all connected. Okay, so make sure that you're counting the beats. Alright, that's all for this week. So technique is main focus for this week. We have some black keys, two different ways of articulations, walking finger and the staccato, jumping finger. Also try the new pieces. So for the student who have a trouble recognize the notes, I suggest do 4 bars at a time, like you set a goal. At the moment, our pieces is about 5 or 6 lines, and some are repetitive. Okay, so like this one, like the Arab dance, there are 3 lines are very similar, and the other lines are quite easy. So 6 lines, I will say you walk, if you're feeling hard to recognize the notes, say, oh, I know the notes, but when I play, I forget, then I have to recap and find the notes again. So just do 1 bar at a time, repeat 20 times, see what happens. Okay, your brain will memorize 4 notes quickly, and if you repeat 20 times, your hands has built a strong muscle memory. You don't really need to relearn the notes again. Trust me, small portion but more repetitions. Okay, try not to go through the whole song in 1 day. Okay, it's too much for your little brain. So do small piece, small part, 1 bar. If you think, oh, 1 bar is easy, then try 2 bars. 2 bars and repeat 20 times. If you get it all correct, then move to the next 2 bars. Alright, if you think, oh, today, like 1 day, I can only memorize 4 bars, that's fine. That's fine. The memory is strong. The muscle memory can still left or still carry on to the next day. If you only repeat 5 times, the memory is very shallow, it will fade. Okay, next day you feel like you learn nothing from last day, and then you have to relearn that. So trust me, do small portion, and then just do a little bit every day, adding 1 more line the next day. So that's more effective rather than you learn the whole thing in 1 day and then repeat like from the beginning to the end. That's not very effective. So small portion, more repetition. Okay, that's all for today. See you next week. Bye.